Hello everyone, welcome to 24 Hours of PASS, 20 years of PASS, past learning and future vision. We are excited you could join us today for Hasham Niaz session, Dashboard Designing from Zero to Hero. These 24 hours of PASS consist of 24 consecutive live webinars delivered by expert speakers from the PASS community. The session will be recorded and posted online after the event. You will receive an email letting you know when this is available. My name is Rodica Cădăriniu and I am a SQL Server DBA starting 2000 and I am an MCP from SQL. I have a few introductory slides before I hand over the reins to Hasham. If you require technical assistance, please type your request into the question pane located on the right side of your screen and someone will assist you. This question pane is also where you may ask any question through the presentation. Feel free to enter your question at any time, and once we get to the Q&A portion of the session, I'll read your question aloud to the speaker. You are able to zoom on the presentation content by using the zoom button located on the top of the presentation window. Please note that there will be a short evaluation at the end of the session, which will pop up after the webinar ends in your web browser. Your feedback is very important to us for future events, so please take a moment and complete this. I like also to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Microsoft and Intel. The staging of 24 hours of PASS wouldn't be possible without the generosity and support, and they are the reason this event is available free of charge. If you would like to learn more about Microsoft and Intel and sign up the information on how they can help, please visit the sponsor page of the 24 Hours of PASS website. Keep learning all year long with PASS. Visit pass.org and check out all the free information educational resources available to PASS members. Also, don't forget that PASS Submit 2019 will be happening on November 5th in Seattle, Washington. Head over to passsubmit.com and register today. This 24-hour of PASS session is presented by Hasham Niaz. Hasham is a BI and cloud architect, certified trainer, and a visionary in technology community. In past decade, he has completed over 100 BI projects across the globe, and his clients range from North America, Europe, Australia, South Asia, and Middle East. And without further ado, here is Hasham with dashboard design from zero to hero. Give it away, Hasham.
Thanks, Rodica. Thanks for handing it over. Welcome, everyone. Our session today is dashboard designing from zero to hero. In this session, let's get a quick glance what we will learn after this session. So here is the agenda after this session. Mainly, we have 3 sections in our session today. We will try to finish all those up within 60 minutes. So first section will cover up data source parameterization, simple data modeling, not very complex. Why I'm teaching this here in this session is like give you a basic idea and then some useful text. And then we have dashboard, how to design reports and dashboards, then how to utilize customize visuals and themes, utilize bookmarks and tooltips, leverage Whatif Analysis. And then we will move to the last section, which covers up publishing reports optimized for both desktop and phone layout, utilizing Workspace and apps to share and collaborate between your organization, and then administer reports and dashboards. So these are 3 sections. Now let's go. My session is mostly covered with the live demo. So I will right away getting started to the Power BI desktop. So now I'm moving the screen to the Power BI application, which I opened already. So this is my dashboard. Sorry, this is the Power BI file. you can start by using opening a blank file. And then what we will be doing in our first section is like we will be connecting to a SharePoint source. I have uploaded an Excel file to a SharePoint directory. I'll be reading those files, loading the data from that particular SharePoint directory, and then we'll be doing some data modeling. So first step is to open this blank file. Please let me know if you can see my screen. This is the Power BI desktop blank file you are seeing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to get data, and then I will load a data from SharePoint directory. So I click on this SharePoint folder. I will connect to this. Now I will provide a SharePoint folder directory. Now here, as you can see, you can provide a static URL, or you can actually configure the URL as well. So what I will be doing here is I will be configuring the URL. So I don't need to go again and then redefine. So why the configuration of the URL is important, data source parameterization is important. Like you are developing a solution for a test environment and then you want to move to a production environment. So you can just use the data source parameterization to switch between test and production environment. So what I will be doing here, I will be providing here a URL, SharePoint folder URL. You don't need to provide the base folder. You only need to provide the site URL. So here is my. So I can provide the static URL here, or rather I can choose to provide a parameterized here. So I will create a parameter here, and parameter name I could say SP source or SharePoint dev. So the text field, it will require a text field, and then I can put a text field here. Now what it does is like it has created a parameter, and the parameter value is set as the SharePoint based library. Now I click OK. It will ask me for credentials. Since I have already connected to this site, I pass for now, but you guys have to. Okay. So, okay. You guys need to actually connect to this SharePoint site, providing your organization uh, account, email or account. So once you have connected successfully, you will see this screen, and you can click on the file. This is the sample file I need to load. I click and add it, and here. Now this will open up a power. This will open up a Power Query window. Are you guys seeing the Power Query window right now? I will select the sample file. Sample file is placed between the document folder, and I will select the file, either the table or the whole sheet. So I can actually select the whole sheet. So in the Excel file, I have this table called financial. I am loading this financial data into my data model. Are you guys seeing the Power Query window yet? So this is the table I selected. I click on OK. Now this will load this particular. Okay, so I have loaded this particular data. Now, as you can see, this appears. Now, this sales tables come into my data. If I go here, so this is the file. I have the Excel file, and the data is loaded from this Excel file, which contains the sales information of, like, this is the Excel file I have loaded. Now, these are the segments. This is like country, products, discount, unit sold. So this is the SAM file which I loaded. So now this is loaded successfully. As soon as this file loaded, what I did, I just go here and remove some of the summarization from sum to don't summarize, because I don't want to summarize years and months. Now I go back to my data model and I can create here a new table, and a new table can be created in my model name calendar. I create a table called calendar using the following text calendar auto. And what calendar auto does is, like, it will populate the calendar table from minimum and maximum of your whatever the date minimum and maximum date in your data model. It will populate between all the dates between those models. So I have created this table as well using the following command. So this is my date table. If you see, now this date table has a predefined hierarchy, which is called date hierarchy, and it has year, month, and days. Now I have two more tables here. Now this table sales type, I created it using another table column here, new table, and then I type the column name here. Or you can either create a table from this one as well. A static table you can create, enter data, provide a table name, provide a column name, and then provide the values, and then load. This will appear in the model. Now I will go to the data modeling tab and I will do the initial data modeling. So what I am going to do is, I have the sales table where I have sales date, and then I have calendar table. So I need to map my calendar table with my sales table. You can do it from here, or you still be here in the main tab, or you can click on the manage relationships. And here, I define the relationship. You can create a new relationship. Select the sales table, select the column on which you want to define a relationship, and these are the column, and you can say this to man to one. So single direction. Since I already have this relationship, this is how you define a relationship. If you click edit, it will say how I define the relationship. So this is the relationship. So why a relationship is necessary? Because now I can go here in my model, I can place a year filter. I place year and I select a slicer visual. And if I go here, okay, and if I go here in my sales table, I have a measure. I will later on in the example, I will show you how I create this measure. So if I place this particular measure called sales, I will be able to see the sales between this table. So if I change the visualization from list and I select this as 2014, it will show me only 2014 sales, which is 92 million. And if I see 2013 sales, which is around 26 billion. So this is how we have done load the data, do some initial magic. Now some useful text which I use for this particular thing is if you okay, so I'm just going to wrap this in how I define. I have, you see, I have created a third table called sales type. So what is the scenario of creating this called sales type? Like if you guys see the data, sample data, we have both sales and gross sales. So if I turn this, and if management want to see the data in the form of either want to see the sales or gross sales. If they want to see the gross sales, this click with the simple click, they can see the sales or the gross sales. So you don't need a different measure. So what I did in the my measure sales measure is like I can open this measure here and let's expand this. So what I am doing here is I'm selecting the value, whatever is selected in the sales type. If this is the gross, then sum the measure based on gross sales value, otherwise show the sales value, default sales value. So this is how I'm doing. So the reason of creating this statement is like I don't need to create extra measure for sales and gross sales. I only create a one measure called sales, and it is calculating based on the selected value on this particular parameter. Similarly, this year over year calculation is been doing on the sales, so I don't need to rewrite all this, so I have reused all those calculations. So this is how you can actually switch between the calculations. Now this is the we have completed the data source parameterization, how we can actually use the data modeling, and then we have define a measure. So now let's move to the second part. Second part is database designing, where we will be actually designing some reports and dashboards, and we will be creating some more measures and how to actually make this more appealing. So with this, I'm just removing all those. So this is my canvas. This is the blank page. You have, if you click on the page, always set the page size to either 16:9, or if you want to see it in the pixel, you can use 1920 and 1020. So I will use 16:9. There are some specific guidelines regarding the page, like do not overcrowd your page or a dashboard or a report more than 6 to 9 visuals. So maximum number of visual which can be set on your report page is like 6 to 9, not more than that. Okay, now for report we need some filters to be placed. So I will place this filter, and when I'm going to do this, I'm making it as a slicer because I want my users to filter it down, and then I make this as a drop down. And let's go do some customization to this. So I will open up the title, and I say the title could be here. So whenever a user comes, he would actually see what this particular thing is. Now I would say set the font color as white and background color as gray, and I can increase the text size to 14. The standard is like 14. Whenever you do the chart headers or uh, filter header, slicer header, do it like 14 or 12. So stick with one size, not overcrowd these with too many values. So these are some of the guidelines. So I have changed the layout. Now I don't need this header here, which is available because I changed the layout from uh, range to drop down. So this is the drop down. So this is like drop down consume less space. So if I do this slicer header off, now this become more compact, right? If you don't like this, what you can do, you can actually turn this off as well. Now I copy paste this visual. I need to put one more visual here, and I say this is going to be based on sales type. So this is my field tab, and this is the format tab. So I put this sales type here. Now I go to the format tab. I need to open the slicer header because and I want the slicer control to be a list rather than the drop down. I want this to be a list, and then I want this to be a single select, because if I do this as a multi select, what will happen is, like, because my major calculation is using this, so I have these two values, and then I can actually turn this off, slicer header off, adjust the title as sales type. You can align using these grid URLs, or you can also. Now let's move, put some charts to it. Let's add some charts to it. So first of all, I want to see total sales by month. So I will put the sales measure here, and then I will plot this on the x-axis. Now if you see, if I expand this chart, this is currently showing this data 6,000. Problem if here is, like, this is showing January data for both 2013 and 2014. So what I will do is as a single select. Why I'm going to do is as a single select, I will just tell you in a minute, because I'm going to use one more visualization, and for that we need a single select. So I turn this as a list, and then I turn this all, and then selection I made is a single select. Okay. So if 2013 is selected, only the months of 2013 sales is appearing. If 2014 is appearing, this data is appearing. So these are my filters on the left. One thing you need to remember is, like, either put all the filters on the left or on the top. Try to save the space as much as you can for your charts. Don't let these slicer consume too much space on your visualization here. So this is my sales for 2014, January, February. Now let's go. I'm going to put one more measure here, which is year over year increase. So if I want to measure year over year increase, what I do, I change the visualization from bar chart, cluster column chart, to cluster column line chart. So what it will do, it will provide me two series. I can put one series into column and the other one into line. So I can have two different series. This is based on the percentage. How I create this measure is, let's go here. What I'm doing, I'm going here, creating a previous year calculated sales, and then I'm using whatever the current sale, I'm minusing it by the previous year and then dividing it by previous year. So what it will give, if is 25% down from the last year November sales. And similarly here we have 42% increase, and here we have 33%. Now let's adjust this chart, because here I don't want, I go to the formatting tab, I go to the title, I customize the title, I say year over sales by month. Now I use the same font color, font size, and I increase the font size to 14. Remember, I set the chart title to 14. So I will use the same title here, 14. And so
Okay.
for the legends, what I will do, for the legends, I will do it, I will hide those, or I will make the on the bottom. So you go here, and currently these are not showing any data labels, so you can actually hide and hide data labels. So this is how you can do it. Display unit, I am going to display it minions. By default it will either you choose auto, or you will choose this, or you can change the orientation of, like, this is appearing as this, or you can change the horizontal position, either to fix it inside the bar or outside the bar. I can see the inside center, so all these values appear inside center, or you can leave it as auto, so it will automatically adjust. The size you can increase it to 10. so it will be more readable. Now with this, you can actually change the data color if you don't like. I'll be going back 1 minute when we are going to discuss how to customize the theme. So I will be discussing this in the section. Now, if you want to add any shape to that particular line, either you can actually add show markers, and then I can check this as diamond, and I can set the diamond size as well, right? So these are some of the options you can do. Now here, this is actually representing sales screen, and this is actually representing sales year over year increase. Now, if I go here, legend, you can actually send the bottom center. So now I have more space here. So this is, I have created one chart. This is my year over year increase. Now, if I, what are the other aspect I can check? I can create a copy of this one, simple. I paste this. Why use this copy paste? Anybody can actually tell what is the advantage of this using copy paste, because when I do this copy paste, it will save me the formatting thing which I have already done. I just need to change. So this time I want to change the visualization to a tree map, and I want to analyze sales by country. So I have the country here as well. So rather than putting the date, I'll put country here. So this is the sales, and now you can go here and you can go to the data label, and you will say, okay, let's show this in millions, and then decimal place, it's not okay. Let's go to the auto, see if this will say. Now if I go here on the data colors, you can actually customize the data colors as well, or you can actually do some advanced controlling options as well. Like you can do, if a sales is currently, I will do this formatting on the later section. So you can do it here as well. Just give me a second. Okay. Now this chart, I need to adjust the title. What it is showing? It is showing sales by country. So this is, I adjust the chart title. Now if I want to see something else as well, like along with this, like this is the sales. Now I can do it. I can put this into the tooltip, sales year. So when I hover it, it will also show me the year over year sales increase. Like this is increased by 288%. This is 280%. And I can also see the last year's sales during the same period. So this is going to show me the last year's sales as well. So during this period, I have like 5 million in the last year's sales. And so this is how you can actually do the setup of tooltip. Now I go here and copy this one, and let's adjust this for now. And I say choose the visualization, horizontal bar chart, and this time I'm going to provide product. So I have the product information. So these are the products I have. Now here you can see this is the last year increase, and I can change the title as well. So we have put 3 visuals here on this particular thing. Now you see when I
Yes,
click this.
we can see that.
No, when I click this, this only showing the product sales of this. So if you want to change the behavior of this, you can go here to your file settings, option settings, and you can click the report settings and change the default interaction from change highlighting, cross highlighting to cross filtering. What it will do now, if I click this one, this will filter out rather than highlighting. So if I revert it back, this option, so you guys can actually see the difference of those two options. If I remove this, now if I double click and filter based on this will only highlight, other data is still available, right? So this is the difference. If you like that particular URL, you can do it. Now I'm going to save this particular file. Now if you want to use how many of you are familiar with this custom visual and customized themes? Like I can switch the theme using this particular. Now this is my default theme. I can either use this theme, which are pre-built themes available from Microsoft. I can do a sunset. You can even download a theme from the theme gallery. You can download a theme from the theme gallery. Okay, I have this already available theme here in my library. So I will actually use this theme. The theme name is Microsoft Dynamics 365. So I imported this theme, and now all the theme labels are applied here. So I have actually, if you want to revert to the theme, you can go to the default. So it will revert back to the default theme, which I said, right? Now, similar to
Nice.
this, you can use custom visuals. Like these are default visuals available in your uh, uh, which come with PowerGate Desktop. If you want any visual outside of these, you can actually download it from Marketplace, and it will connect you to the all the customized visuals available. You can download it. I have actually downloaded the Play Access here. So I downloaded this Play Access visual into my report. So this is now appearing here. So this will update my visual here. So you can actually download all the, or you can import this custom visual from a file. If you want to delete any custom visual, you can delete it from a file. Let's save this file for now. Now let's move. I'm going to copy this one. Uh, let's add some buttons and some actions to this particular thing. Let's add a bookmark button, and I'm going to do it like this. Let's adjust. This thread line, guider line will actually show you. So I adjust this like this, rearranging those. Now I'm going to add some buttons so I can add actions. Okay, so you can add different type of button: left, right, reset, default. So I will add 3 buttons, and then I will let you know the reason why I'm going to add those. So here I'm going to turn off the icon of this button and then turn on the text. So first button text, I would say the text as sales, and then I would say this to be center line. This title should be 14. To make it more efficient, I will set the background color as this, transparency as 0. So this is my button. I will later on define some actions on these buttons. And then, so these are 3 buttons I have created. I change the text to home. I change the text to sales, and then I change the text to gross sales. So now let's go. Okay, I need to expand all so they look familiar. You can do it either with the buttons, or you can place an image here as well, and then you can define an action. So in a minute I will be defining an action on those buttons. Now let's save this one. I go to the view pane and I say okay, open the bookmark and the selection slicer. So I will close this. First I will add this bookmark here, which is showing everything. So this is my home. I name it as home or default if you want to see a default, and then I add this slicer. Now I go here and then I select this one. I want to hide. I hide this one and I call this as sales. So it does not give you the opportunity to select gross sales, right? Now this is, you can view this one as well, how this look like. This is home, this is sales, this is okay. I click on the home and I click on the gross sales and I set this filter value as gross sales, and now I unhide this. So it will actually store this, and now I add, if I add this bookmark as gross sales, okay. So I have added these three slices. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the home tab. This is my home, this is my sales, this is my gross sales. Okay, now I'm going to exit this, done this, done this. You can check the slices, how you have, if your bookmarks are appearing or not. You can click control. When I click control and click on, okay, I have to actually define the action as well. So I go down and I go to the action. So I have created the bookmark. So what I'm going to do is bookmark to home, this button which I added, bookmark to sales, and this button bookmark to gross sales. Right? I have defined the actions now. Right? So with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually, I will be able to click, if I click control click, this will show me sales. Okay. Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yes, we see the screen. Yes, it's clear.
Okay, did you see the bookmarks change the action?
Yes, we see. Yes, we do see the bookmark.
Okay, okay. So this is how you do it. Now, just to wrap up this section, last thing in this section is what if analysis. So what I'm going to do, how you define a what if analysis, I go here, I create a new what if parameter. I name this as sales increase percentage. I want this to be a decimal, and this should be like management can check from 0.055% to a 50% increase in sales, and then the incremental filter should be 0.05. So it should increment this by 5. And then you can actually set the default value. Default value I'm going to set as 5% increase. So I set this one. So what it does is create a parameter here. I can remove this parameter for now, and I can use the table here. So this is the thing I have generated. It increases the sales So I write one more measure here. What it is going to do, it is going to do a sales after increase percentage. And what it is doing, it is summing up the sales multiplied by whatever the amount is provided in the parameter. Okay. Uh, so only few minutes for this section. So I have doing the calculation, simple calculation. I am multiplying sales by whatever the percentage is provided, and then I am putting it into the sales after increase. So I have this measure. Now let's try to put this measure here. So I put this into a series, and let's see. And I can actually have this particular thing here as parameter, and you can actually see the value here. You can actually type the value. If I want to type a 10% increase, 0.1, now this value is changing.
Right.
This is showing a 10% increase. Now my sales is 7 million. If I increase it at 10%, it will increase around 8 million. So this is the value. So you can check it by actually going a 50% increase. Now if I go 50% increase the whole sales, like this is the 7 million, now this will raise around 11 million. So management can do the what if analysis as well in the charts. Uh, okay, now I can place this here as well. I can adjust the title as well. Turn the title on, and then here I can actually percentage sales increase. Do the same. Set the font to 14, background and font color. Okay, so this is all familiar. So I will revert this back to 5% increase. So I can see the 5%. Now let's try to move to the last section of our. We have like 15 minutes remaining. So now let's try to publish this. So when I need to publish this, I have to go to my workspace. Now I'm going to switch the screens. So it will now show you. So this is the screen. You are seeing the Power BI here?
Yes, we do. Yes, we see that
Browser.
that you
You are
change
seeing
the
the Chrome
screen.
browser.
Yes, we
I
do.
will go here. Okay. I will go here. I will create an app workspace with the April release. App workspaces are generally available. You guys may see or may notice that I am using a pro account, trial account. Why I'm using this? Because this can all be done with the pro trial. There is no premium feature. I am doing it here. So you click on the improve workspace. This is the V2 version of the workspace which I am going to use for publishing. So I create this as a SQL pass. This is my workspace. I can actually assign a logo to this workspace, and then I click save. It will open up a SQL Pass workspace. Now what I'm going to do here is when I click here, I can actually set the axis. Sorry. I can actually click the axis here. Let's go back to our report. This is the finance report which we have created. Now I'm going to publish this report. Since I have to publish it, it is a one click. Before publishing it, I need to because in our section we need to optimize the report for both mobile and web versions. So how I'm going to do this is like if you go to view, this is the currently this is the desktop layout. If I change this to a phone layout, what it will do, it will provide me this grid. What I need to put this on my phone grid. So let's say I need to put this here and sales type. If you want to remove all visualization from the pane, you can remove this. So you have the reset, actually reset the pane. So I remove this all, and then I go back to the top, and then I add these two here. I'm going to adjust the phone layout. So my report should be optimized for both. Now let's say I need to put this chart here. I can actually select the chart. Even I can increase the size so it will become more readable on the phone. I will do this sales by product, and then I can add. You see, I'm not hitting not placing those Whatif analysis and these bookmarks onto my phone layout, because I don't want this to be my phone layout to be too complex. So I want it to be remain simple. So now I go back to the desktop layout. So my desktop layout will have everything, and then my phone layout has only selected part of it. And then when I click publish, it will ask for your account. So it will ask first to save because I have made the changes to the phone layout. So I'm saving, and then it will ask me on which workspace you want to publish it. So I select the workspace called SQL Pass. There is a difference between my workspace and these app workspace. My workspace is only related to you, and you won't be able to share any content which is published in the my workspace. So you have to publish with it in the app workspace. So when I publish this into the app workspace, I go here. Now I switch the screens. I go to the Power BI. So this is published successfully. So this is my SQL Pass workspace. Now this has reports. So this is the report which I published, right? Now, if you want to create a dashboard, you can actually click pin the visuals here. You can say a new dashboard called finance. This is for your finance department. A dashboard, and you can actually do a phone version of this as well. So similar like this, you can actually have your dashboard created for the phone layout as well. So this is my phone layout. If I want to switch back to web view, I can view web view. So this is my currently dashboard, which is only showing this one. So if I want to share it with anyone in my organization, how I can do it? I can go to access. Now let's check here. I'm only the owner of this workspace, but I want to share it somewhere outside. So I don't need to provide them access to my workspace. What I can do, I can publish app. And for this, I want to include which things to be included in the app. I want this dashboard to be included in the app. I want these reports. Sometimes you only want to include dashboards. You don't provide access to your uh, reports. So I publish. So it's asking to actually have this report included as well. So let's say I name this as a finance app. I choose the color, content, which is going to be the default content, default pane of this. So when user click on this particular app, and then the access. Access, I can provide the access to entire organization or provide a specific security group. So I'm going to access this entire organization. So when I publish this, it will take only 5 to 10 minutes. So I copy this URL. Now this is my app published. Now if I go to another account, switch to another account, and so this is my other account. So I type this URL here, which I copy. So let's see where it is redirecting. It is actually It's taking some time to load. Okay, now this is actually loading.
Okay, by the time, if you have any question, can you please put the question on the chat and we can address this question to you.
Yeah, great. Now, some of the key features, while this is loading, I will tell you some of the key features here. Like, if you want here, there are some, let's switch back to the Power BI desktop file here, some of the key tricks which you might know. So here, I'm seeing a 27% decrease. So if I want to analyze this decrease, what I can do, I can click on the analyze and then I can ask it to actually show me the decrease reason. So it will actually generate a report for me and then it will show. Yeah, you can go ahead and ask the questions meanwhile.
Okay, I don't see any questions so far on the chat, so you can continue until we have a question.
Okay. Okay, so now this is providing me the reason of why the sales decrease, because of this particular thing, because the government sales is decreased. Last year we have a great government sales, and then if you want, you can actually add this visual to your report page as well. So if I want, I can actually add this visual to my page as well. So this is the great thing you can do. And one other feature here is like key influencer tab. You can add this key influencer tab as well. So you can see if I expand this, so you will be able to see the difference decrease in sales. So now I'm going to remove, because if you want to copy, you can copy between pages, you can duplicate pages, you can copy between pages, you can now copy between files as well. If you want, you can remove those as well. So okay, now I have actually log in with this other file. Let's hear what the other user will be able to see in my organization. So I'm now moving to the Power BI file here. So if I go to apps, look here, this is the thing called, are you guys seeing this Chrome screen or
Yes,
Firefox?
we see the page.
So this is the app which I published called SQL Pass. If I click this,
So you have to upgrade.
no, you only need a. So I'm going to see the apps. Okay, currently this account does not have the pro license. So although it has a pro license, okay, so it's actually not allowing, but you will be able to view this. Now the Fune view and all those. Okay, I can show you it from
Okay.
other browser. Let's go back to other browser. I will show you from there. Here is my, this is my, this is my final app which I publish. If I go to the app, it will be able to share the app as well. Now this is the thing. Now I need to mention here a few things. Like most of the time people ask, how do we control the publishing and sharing option? So this is the last part. I'm going to just hurry it on. So if I click this app.powerbi.com, and you are the Power BI administrator, I am the Power BI administrator here in this organization. You go here in the settings gearbox and you click on the admin portal. You click on the admin portal. Now you will be provided with lot of options here. You go to tenant settings, and now here you can see actually who can publish. So I can enable all organization can publish, or I can restrict only specific security group can publish to workspaces. Similarly, publish to app, publish to app, all those things, push app to user, I can check it here. Like push app to end user, so end user don't need to install it automatically, so I can save this. Similarly, there is one more thing here. If you go to the app, while I was actually publishing the app here in my, so this is the app which I'm going to which I was able to see. This is the app, right? If I go to the workspace, go to SQL pass. Now last few minutes. So if I click update app, you see there is an option called specific security group, install app automatically. This option, you can actually install the app automatically on the end user. So that's how this is all from me. I have tried to cover all those three sections regarding like how you actually load the data and then you format the data to some meaningful visuals, and then how you share and collaborate between your organization. Do you guys have any questions? Feel free to ask. I'm still here for a few more minutes.
You can ask, you can put the question on the chat, or if you don't have any question, you can address later. But if you have any question, please don't hesitate to ask.
Okay, you can take on from now, Radhika.
Yes, so thank you so much for your presentation. It was awesome. And thank you everybody for participating at this 24-hour. So stay tuned for our next session, Introduction to Cognitive Search with Anu Natarajan. And but by the time, please send all the questions to the presenter. This was an awesome presentation. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Radhika. Thanks, everyone, for joining. Thanks for your time and patience.
Thank you.